Okay, so as many of you know, I got a hair transplant. And I want to talk a little bit about why I got it and the process of it and answer a lot of the questions everyone's been asking me. The reason that I decided to get it was because I started seeing my hair thin and I started balding on my crown. Now, a lot of you will know I usually wear hats. And don't get me wrong, I love my hats. But a part of it was because I just hated seeing and knowing that my crown was balding and my hair was thinning. A lot of you even told me you didn't even know that I was thinning or balding, and you were surprised that I got a hair transplant. Now, there was a lot of research that I did into this. As you know, I researched literally everything that I do to the T to understand everything. And this has been about a 2 year process of trying to understand what's going on. Now, after all the research that I did, try taking things like finasteride to stop the DHT from making my hair fall out and thin. And that helped a little bit, but it wasn't helping as much as I wanted it to. Now, that could be the solve for a lot of people, to be honest. And that's something you really want to talk to your physician about. But it didn't work out for me. So I wanted a more permanent solution. And at 31, it's not something that I wanted to deal with. Hair loss was just something that, really bothered me personally. And I wanted to do something about it. So after everything that I researched, I decided to make a change. And what ended up happening is I was lucky enough to have a friend who opened up his own practice in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now, I spoke with him for almost a year and talked about the pros and cons and things I can try before doing the surgery. After we talked quite a bit, we decided that the best type of surgery for me, it was going to be that it's called an FUE. Now, that's something that's done manual with him and his team and his technicians. And they were amazing. And what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to walk you through a little bit exactly of my process and my journey of how it all went down. Let's start with the journey. First off, I had to fly to New Mexico. So I flew in Albuquerque. First time in Albuquerque. It was actually very beautiful coming from the Southwest personally. And I got picked up from the airport. Now, after I got picked up, I went to the facility. They had to shave my head and pull little markers all over to see exactly where I was thinning and where the procedure was going to take place. The staff and the technicians were absolutely amazing, and they made me feel very welcome, very safe, and like they knew what they were doing, and that was super important to me. Now, a lot of people were asking, are you awake for it? Did it hurt? Do you take medication? I'll answer a lot of those during this video. So the first question I want to answer is yes, you are awake for it all. Honestly, most people end up falling asleep depending on how long your procedure is. Mine was very, very long because I was considered almost a pretty extreme case because they went from straight front all the way to back. And so I did fall asleep. Now, they did wake me up halfway through to have some lunch and everything like that, but they numb your head and you don't even feel a thing. You're just relaxing. Now, a big part of it people are asking is, does it hurt? And honestly, no. Even after the procedure, after all the numbing wore off, everything, nothing hurt. It was more, you get a little bit itchy, but they give you a saline to spray on it that helps with that. I would say the most uncomfortable part of the entire procedure was the first shot of the numbing. Now, if you don't like needles, you don't even need to watch it, to be honest, but because you can't even see it. So it's right behind you. So you won't even notice it's happening. And that first prick is the only pain you're going to have. And honestly, it's not painful at all. You're just like, whoa, that was weird, because most people aren't used to getting shots in their head. And after that, it's all just go out through that day. So as throughout the day, they do talk to you. They make sure everything's feeling good, that you don't feel any pain, that you don't feel anything, which is really, really great. The staff was really amazing. They'd bring you water, anything that you needed to keep going. And then if you needed to take a break, they would do it for you. Now, a big question everyone was asking me was how many follicles did they end up having to take? Now, for me, it was just over 1,500. And it all depends on your donor. So your donor is yourself, and that's usually the back of your head or the sides of your head. Now, they don't want to take too much because then, you'll have no hair there. So they really do a really comprehensive, when they shave you at the beginning, of what is going to be a good donor and what is going to be a bad donor on you. So that's something you really want to get a consultation on to figure out if you are even eligible to do something like this, if you have a good donor or not. Now, another question everyone keeps asking is, do you take medication? And the answer is yes. So on top of the finasteride that you were taking before the procedure, you'll be taking that after the procedure until the foreseeable future. Another thing that you will be taking is minoxidil, just for a little bit of time, and you want to talk to your physician about it, because you can take Tylenol a little bit here and there to help if you have any pain, which you shouldn't, to be completely honest. Now, you will be taking things that will help with inflammation and to prevent the possibility of infection. Now, the one thing that I really, really appreciated was the physician and the team checked in with me right the day after and the week right after. Now, I'm about a week and 2 days out of the whole procedure, and I've been approached multiple times to make sure how I'm doing, pictures, FaceTime to take a look and see how everything's healing. And so far, so good for me. Another big question is people ask me is, how do you sleep after? Because you can't imagine you'd be laying down on a pillow with blood and gauze and everything on the back of your head, and you want everything to heal. And it's actually pretty simple. You sleep sitting up. What's amazing is at Precision Medical, they give you actually a neck pillows, like an airline, like you're going on a plane, and you will have to sleep for a few nights sitting up in a comfortable couch or on your bed or something to get you propped up, because you want nothing to be touching the top or the back for it to heal fully and for the scarring to heal very cleanly. And I'm not gonna lie, for me, I'm not used to sleeping sitting up, and it was a little bit uncomfortable the first night or two. But honestly, after I got the right pillows and the right blankets, I was passed out. It was really easy. And one of the most burning questions I keep getting asked is, how much was it? Was it worth it? And let me tell you, I think it was worth every single penny, because I don't have to look at my head every day and just wonder, oh man, I wish my hair wasn't thinning. What can I do? The wonder is gone, and now I'm set and taken care of. Now the price is different. So what happens is Precision Medical specifically does not do it per follicle like a lot of places do. They do a range. So their range would be between about 6,000 to 11,000, depending on the severity of your procedure. I was about right in the middle. And that's something that you would discuss with the physician and the team and talk about where you would land and how long it would take and how intensive a procedure it would be. And honestly, that was part of the reason that I chose Precision Medical. They were so upfront, so transparent, told me exactly what I was getting for what I was getting it for, and there were no hidden costs, no hidden fees, and they were just amazing overall around. They were really personable people, and I just want to give a huge shout out to Chris and Elijah and the whole team there. They made me feel at home. They made sure I was comfortable. I mean, they even put on something like Wedding Crashers for me to listen to in the background and just relax and be feel very comfortable. Now, this is something I know for a fact I will never ever regret, and I'm so happy that I did it. And it's an investment into yourself, and that is one of the biggest things I would preach. And I want everyone to feel comfortable and to be able to talk about this and be able to expand their thoughts and their processes of what exactly they want out of it. You would be surprised how many people I have talked to who have told me that they were very interested in it but didn't have information or didn't know where to reach out to and didn't know anybody that did it. And what I want to do is be able to empower anybody that it is, if it is bothering you, if it is something that you've thought about, definitely give somebody a call, find out exactly what your options are, and see what there's things before you can do this preventative, such as finasteride, to see if it's something that would help you. A lot of it's genetics, And so what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to put down in the description Chris and Elijah, their information, so you can definitely reach out to them. Let them know that I sent you, and they'll be happy to give you more information. All right, cool. So if there's any other questions that I didn't answer, definitely drop them in the comments, and I will be here to answer all of them. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. All right, stay sweet.